Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. Alright, file this one under rules for thee, but not for me. Looking at this article here, Trump administration to end deportation relief for Haitian migrants. U.S. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem will end deportation protections for 500,000 Haitians, the latest move by the Trump administration to strip migrants of legal status as it ramps up deportations. Noem, who shortened the duration of the temporary protected status, TPS, for some 521,000 Haitians earlier this year, will terminate that status on September 2nd. Now, mind you, because how soon we all forget, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. There's one. The other part is, I went ahead and looked, Trump administration saying that the government in Haiti is, let's see, where is it here? In a statement, DHS spokesman said conditions in Haiti would now allow for people to return, but did not explain exactly what had changed to lessen the risk. Quote, the environmental situation in Haiti has improved enough that it's safe for Haitian citizens to return home. Really? Interesting. So I looked it up. Travel.state.gov, U.S. Department of State, Bureau of Consular Affairs, Haitian Travel Advisory. Updated to reflect information on crime. This travel advisory has been in place September 18th, 2024. Haiti, level 4, do not travel. Do not travel to Haiti due to kidnapping, crime, civil unrest, and limited health care. Since March 2024, Haiti has been under a state of emergency. Crimes involving firearms are common in Haiti. They include robbery, carjacking, sexual assault, and kidnappings for ransom. Kidnapping is widespread, and U.S. citizens have been victims and have been hurt or killed. There's also a great part here. Let's see. The U.S. government is very limited in its ability to help U.S. citizens in Haiti. Local police and other first responders often lack the resources. U.S. government personnel are subjected to nightly curfew and are prohibited from walking in Port-au-Prince. Personnel movement is restricted throughout Haiti. U.S. government personnel in Haiti prohibited from using any kind of public transportation or taxis, visiting banks and using ATMs, driving at night, traveling anywhere after dark, traveling without prior approval, and special security measures in place. Yeah, sounds perfectly safe. So apparently, if you're an American, Haiti is a horrible place. Do not go. Horrible things are going to happen. Just stay away. If you're Haitian and you're living in the United States, no, you need to go home. 500,000 people being dumped back in there. Rules for thee and not for me. So let's look at the situation in Haiti. Another article on Yahoo here was also commenting how gangs have taken over most of Port-au-Prince. This was an article from like March of this year, so things haven't improved. It's just this is a way to get rid of brown people, undesirables, and you don't have to wonder why I'm so frustrated with this timeline. Just the amount of cruelty that we are seeing in this country is amazing. Turning our back on people. Literally, we should give the Statue of Liberty back to France. We don't deserve it. We certainly aren't living up to the poem on it. And I realize that that's not the majority of Americans. It's a cruel minority. But that cruel minority is currently in charge. And they are putting their cruelty out for the whole world to see. Again, for the non-Americans watching this, I apologize for the actions of the United States. This is not what the majority of the population wants. I can get into the election, but I think folks know my opinion on it. If there was election interference, like there has been shown to be in other countries, I don't think the U.S. is immune to that. But so far, we haven't had anything come out to suggest or demonstrate that other than a single court case in Rockland County, New York. And I'm hoping that spreads. But until then, we get this. Come on down. This will be for entertainment purposes only, as all of my readings are. Although, I have to admit, I'm not particularly entertained by this. This offends me. All right, what's the story? What's going on in Haiti? Is it truly safe to go back to Haiti? Knight of Pentacles. Okay, mercenaries. This to me might be the gangs going through there and demanding coin. Crossed by the Four of Swords. You know, I'm going to take a step back. This may not be about this. This could also just be finding the value. It's like the United States clearly is not valuing people. We've got... Where am I going to go with this? Let's just see where the reading goes. I might have to adjust the question based on the answer. That helps. Knight of Coins. This could be the mercenary knight. This could be about following money. This could also be the presentation of your values. And it's crossed by the Four of Swords, which is a reduction, a retraction, things going quiet, contemplative. And underneath it is the World card here. Let me keep going, and I'll hopefully be able to craft a story behind this. In the past, you got the Five of Swords. I really do think this... Haitian migrants coming here looking for, following the American dream. And crossed by the Four of Swords, I don't think they've been causing any problems. Now, I do not live in an area that has a big Haitian population. I do not know that. I think, though, that the whole comment about Haitians eating dogs and cats is racist bullcrap. But there you go. Finding a safe place in the world to go. Where in the world can these people go? Give us you're tired, you're weak. In the past, you got the Five of Swords. To me, these are the gangs taking over in Haiti. And folks needing to leave. Because you have a choice. You can live in fear of gangs ruling the place. Or you come to the United States and potentially live the American dream until maybe things are safe to return home. Current situation is the High Priestess. That's where your Christy Gnome comes in. In this case, I think this is the corrupt plan to return people. It fits the MAGA narrative. They want to get rid of immigrants. They want to punch down on people. MAGA would say we're spending money and resources on people that aren't U.S. citizens. So we need to make America first and get rid of people who are down on their luck. It is the most anti-Christian thing you can do, bar none. I sometimes hit you with Bible quotes, and I suppose I could look that one up again. But something about the thing you do to the lesser of my brothers, or least of my brothers, you do unto me. It's that. It's that. Overarching energy is the Lover's card. I guess just as I hit you with the Bible, we get the Adam and Eve card here. It's framing this as it's safe for them to go home is ridiculous when U.S. citizens aren't even supposed to be going there. But it's also just showing the world right now where U.S. values are. The cruelty here is over the top. We took these folks in to give them a better chance, to give them, part of the American dream, to be safe and thrive. And maybe a lot don't want to go back to Haiti, but some do. They have family there. That's their home. People like to go home. Lesson to be learned, Page of Pentacles. Speaking about our values. messaging on American values. It's no longer give us your tired and weak. It's now, it's now excluding the tired and the weak. It's the exact opposite of American values. At least the traditional ones that we've had for a few hundred years. Again, I talk about anti-Christ values. They're anti-Christian values. You should be... The Statue of Liberty has what should be Christian values on it. It's in the poem. Outcome is judgment. For now, Trump is getting his way. The courts... the courts will not get in the way of this. And now these folks will be sent back. But the U.S. as a country will be judged for this. Talk about taking the luster off the star of the United States. For Carter, I think the original question was is it safe for them to return to Haiti? No, is it safe for them to return to Haiti? Has anything really changed? I'll do a for Carter on that one. Has anything really changed in Haiti that it's now safe for them, for the Haitian 500,000 Haitian immigrants that are in the U.S. taken in by this program to keep them away from that violence? It just seems ironic that if it's safe, then I don't understand why the travel advisory hasn't been reduced. Nine of coins. Appreciating what you have. Taking what you have for granted. Again... Rules for me, not for thee. We got the Knight of Swords, the Tower, the Page of Swords, and the Ten of Cups. The returning home to families. The sudden change, the sudden downfall. Knight of Swords and Page of Swords underneath. What do I have here? I think this is just the repatriation card of it. I think as a general thing, I was asking if it's safe for them to return. What it's telling me is how when they were in the United States, they got to live in a wealthy country. Very much more wealthy than Haiti is. And, they were rejoicing because they had some things in the United States that they didn't have back home, which is probably safety and law and order and the ability to feel safe, but that's come crashing down. Now, this isn't them having to go back. This is what they're feeling when they came here. They had to leave their country suddenly. They had to take swift action. Even if they didn't know what they were doing, they had to get out for their sake. The U.S. came and helped them in a time of need. Spirit's messing with me today, folks. It just is. I ask questions and then it answers other questions. Now, for the cynics and the critics out there that say, you're just tailoring you didn't get the answer you wanted, so you have to change the question. That's not really it. I can see where you would think that. But I've come to learn over time that the cards don't make sense to me in the context of the question I asked, and that's not confirmation bias. I'm just saying sometimes they really don't make sense. I have to figure out what they're answering. So when I look at that Nine of Coins, that's about either having great wealth in nice things or taking it for granted. I don't think anybody was taking for granted the wealth or lack of wealth in Haiti. So that's not making any sense to me whatsoever. So the United States is the one with the wealth. So that's why I have to kind of retreat a little bit and try and read the cards for what they're trying to say, then figure out what question they're answering. Oh, it's so frustrating. It would be a lot easier if they would just answer the questions I asked. If I was going to read that, oh yeah, Haiti's got a lot of money now. They should have returned a long time ago. They'll be happy to go home. They should be rushing to go home. Yeah, if the U.S. travel advisory wasn't there and they had a stable government, sure, why not? I wonder what the tariffs are in Haiti. I'm sure at least 10%, right? Oh, God. Okay. Spirit, I understand. Okay, let's ask it a different way. What do the Haitian immigrants fear the most about September 2nd? What are they going to fear the most about this? I shouldn't say fear, because fear is low energy. What's going to concern them the most? That takes it out of fear, and that puts you more in the logic line. What concerns them the most? Yeah. I'm going to actually take that for the literal sense. They're worried for their lives. Two of coins, they have the death card as the foundation. Two of coins, Knight of Wands, Nine of Cups, Three of Cups. They're worried about what happens when they get back there, because you've got gangs underneath there. The Three of Cups is usually a card of celebration, but to me, it's the it's like the different factions trying to rule separate sections of Haiti. They don't want to go. They're scared of going back. They're afraid for their lives. But they can't fight it, and they know they can't fight it. They're going to have to do this, and they're going to have to figure it out when they get back there. How they're going to adjust and get back into it, and who's going to be in charge. They're worried about economically what's going to happen to them. They're worried about who's in charge when they get there, who's going to help them when they get in there. You don't have a police presence with it. This is not a celebration unless you're celebrating your demise. They're not excited by this. These could be great cards if the situation were better. Okay. Maybe Spirit will be kinder to me with this one. What's the spiritual meaning of Kristi Noem and Donald Trump's regime ending the protection for 500,000 Haitian immigrants? I could be ultra Pollyanna-ish and say they're very grateful for the opportunities the United States gave them. And that probably could be true for many. But that gratitude would be something realized if they were returning to a situation that's more stable. Now, maybe it is stable over there and all the news is wrong and the U.S. State Department is wrong. What do you give the probability of that being? Spiritual lesson for this situation. Seven of Coins. Reaping what you sow. The valuation of your values. The poison bush yields bitter fruit. Nine of Cups. There's that card again. The World card. And the Magician. With the Lovers underneath. Christian values in the United States. Here you go. Are you God or are you the serpent? Kick it. Oh God. How's something simple? How about kicking them out of the Garden of Eden? How about that? kicking these folks out of the Garden of Eden. You reap what you sow. So much for being a good Christian nation. You know what I mean? The world, the U.S. is going isolationistic with the world, but the world is also watching. It's just this vibe of getting rid of things that you don't like, just sitting there arrogant. And there's a manifestation here. I don't know if there's a biblical passage for this one. And sorry if I keep throwing Bible stuff out to you, but when I keep getting hit with the Lovers card, it sort of hits me with the Bible thing. Let me look up and see if I can find a quote here. Okay. Well, the exact phrase I asked, great wealth is great responsibility in the Bible. This is what AI came back with. It isn't a direct quote from the Bible. Well, duh. The concept is strongly supported within its verses. Passages like 1 Timothy 6, chapter 7 through 19, or verses 7 through 19, emphasize the stewardship of wealth and the importance of using riches to do good, be generous, and share with others. This highlights responsibility that comes with having wealth rather than simply accumulating it. The passage in 1 Timothy also warns against arrogance in placing one's hope in wealth, emphasizing that the true riches come from God and should be used to bless others. I would say this is my card of arrogance. This is my card of Bibles and gods and things along those lines. Anything else? Generally it. Again, the whole point of having the great wealth is to help those in need. What the world is showing is that the United States is no longer there. We're arrogant. This card has me concerned. Because to me, this card is saying, you're reaping what you're sowing and we're manifesting something. It's almost as if, and maybe you can throw one card underneath there, what you put out there, what you're doing to others, is what's going to happen to you. Queen of Cups. People are going to start going quiet on the United States, but it's also two things. The United States American citizens might start getting ostracized, and United States citizens might start getting targeted for emotional outbursts. When you're watching a country show no compassion or love or thoughtfulness to those in need, there is going to be a backlash for that. And it could be for people, for tourists, travelers, folks that haven't done anything, folks that it'll start off with people who act obnoxious because they'll be easier to spot. But there could be an undercurrent of anger and animosity towards folks from the U.S. because of this government and its actions. And people feeling helpless to lash out against the U.S. government may take their frustrations out on Americans. It's kind of reaping what you sow. Even though, for most of us, this is not the government we voted for. This is not who we believe the U.S. is. But that doesn't mean we would be free of the consequences of the behaviors of our government. Okay. We'll leave it here. Sorry for the uplifting message, but I asked and they gave me the answer. Maybe I didn't interpret it right, but that's how I interpret it. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. This reading is for entertainment purposes only, but I hope you found it insightful, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.